Hey everyone, it's Will here. Please excuse my voice, I have lost it over the week. Before I say anything else, I like to talk about rights and ownership. Many of you are confused what is all these fights are about. Here's an example. The artist or the team who drew Iron Man doesn't own Iron Man. Marvel, the company, has the ownership. Same as the developers who made iPhone. Apple owns the rights to the design, not the developers. Having said that, all creators and developers are given full credits for their work. As many of you are aware that Nicholas was our in-house full-time developer alongside with other developers at Sansminds before he was on salary, plus bonus for contributing and developing magic tricks for Sansminds. He gets paid regardless as long as he show up on time, submit a work log along with a video record to prove that he didn't skip work. Now, if there is a raw idea we find worth further developing into a physical product, he gets bonus. And just like any other industry, the work that all developers produce during work time belongs to the company. I just want to give everyone the full picture of what this is really all about. Now, a video has been brought to our attention, and it's very sad that I have to make this statement. Let me begin with I have the utmost respect for World Magic Shop. The past owner, Jim Trainer, was a great friend of mine. With respect for the business that he built before he passed away, I meant to keep this conversation private. WMS is a big company and has a loud channel. We were afraid of conflicts and chose to be silent, but now I feel like we need to stand up for ourselves and make something clear. We don't have a loud mic. We don't have a web review show with a huge amount of followers like they do. I don't know how to stop them from putting words in my mouth or other people's. They've sent out emails to reputable dealers with claims of things I've never said and has taken phrases out of its original context to imply different things. This is bully and very frustrating. I'm not very good with words. If any of you receive those emails and care for the truth, we'd love to provide the email record between us and WMS to you, the complete log, not just selected sections, so you could see how the story changes between emails from Jonathan Farr and how we openly invited them to go through and verify the contents together under fair terms. Yet they bail out immediately. They rejected to examine the content they've already produced and sold, and that's the truth. I hereby leave this as a public record. Johnson and David, please, if what I'm about to share in the following video content is not true, sue me with this video clip. You don't have to wait till Blackpool. When this incident first occurred, we have reached out to David Penn for about half a year. Since June 29, 2015, with multiple attempts, we were completely ignored. We have all the email records here. Jonathan Farr and David Penn have chosen to not reply us while producing our material. Then they approach reputable distributor like Murphy's Magic. Now Murphy's Magic is known for its ethical practice because they work with all dealers and retailers. They have to be fair, and they are. They have to care for all parties. Now when David and John approached Murphy's with their so-called new projects, we were contacted. Now, in regards to the video evidence, we have provided to Murphy's Magic immediately after we got contacted. Since Murphy's Magic is a reputable third party in this case, it eliminates any biased opinion. There's no fight, argument, just facts. They just need to verify if the content matches or not. Now, if you wonder why I did not give the video directly to World Magic Shop or Jonathan Farr or David Penn, that's because many of the video evidence contains multiple effects. Now, if we just give out the link, we would be giving away other effects that are in our coming releases. But if we were to crop out the needed part of the video and send it to them, we would lose the timestamp of when it was actually originally uploaded. Now this would make the record meaningless and invalid. That's why we can't just give it to any company We can only provide such confidential information to companies we trust, like Murphy's Magic. After multiple professionals in Murphy's have thoroughly reviewed our archive work, which was uploaded sometime last year, these products were verified to match our content. That's how David Penn and John Farr got rejected for distribution. Then that's when John finally so-called reached out to us in a very aggressive email, pressuring us for our consent. Now, through our email interaction, I was very frustrated and felt bullied. I don't have ways or channels to ask for help. John started with the representative from Murphy's Magic said you are interested to talk with us. That was not true anymore. We had interest to communicate with them to avoid possible conflicts and protect each other's investment for over half a year. But once the product that's been sold at a retail level without our consent, that's produced and sold, there's nothing to talk about. They have been ignoring us as they produce our products. They have been only reaching out after the content of their production were verified and rejected for distribution by a fair third party. Now their intention was to force and pressure us for our consent. We didn't know what to talk about at that point. But with respect to World Magic Shop, we replied the email. The interaction was rather uncomfortable. They were being sarcastic and aggressive the whole time. During the interaction, John requested to play a poker game of ethic, which we immediately agreed to. Evaluate all the contents they produce and profit from our archive, including the creator's life, which contains multiple pieces from our archive as well. For those ones, we can prove our ownership to from the video archive evidence, as well as why we own such content. We're willing to license them with a fair and flat rate from the profit they have already made from selling it. Only for the ones we can prove that belongs to us. For those we can't, we give them full blessing and we do whatever we can to help promote their item. It is as fair as it gets from our standpoint. If we can prove we actually own the content that they are selling with our consent, we charge a small license fee. They can keep it, sell it forever. That's fair. It's the best and ethical solution for the worst situation. It's also a great opportunity for both sides to prove that we are saying what we're saying are true. But they insisted the contents have nothing to do with us. Johnson Farr and David Penn have immediately bailed out from examining the content and bail out from their own request to play the ethic game of poker. In 4 occasions, we've openly invited Jonathan Farr and David Penn to go through all the contents with us, and we'd love to do whatever we could to assist and verify their content. They have refused to take a closer look and examine the content. And that was right before they blasted out an email with our name and false information about what actually happened. Now about the lawyer thing. This is another example of their tactic trying to twist contents out of our response. What actually happened was they threatened us to send out a public email about Wolfside said this, Sansminds did that. They phrased it differently and it makes a huge difference. This is no longer business. This is personal attack. I simply pointed out that in their email attachment, they have a confidentiality disclaimer, and we have one too. They do not have our consent to use our name for any purpose. The same goes to we don't have their consent to use their name for any purpose. They can make whatever they want, statement they want, whatever statement they like, but in respect to the confidentiality disclaimer that we both have, we'd like to point out they do not have our consent. Whether if they choose to respect the disclaimer and this basic business practice, it's up to their judgment. Now, this is the exact wording that I use. Whether if they choose to respect this disclaimer and the basic business practice, it's up to their own judgment. In response to their video, most importantly, we have no interest to hold back anyone. This is crazy. Why would we invest our effort, limited cash flow, just to hold back a person? For what? That's just not productive, and we have way better and more positive things to focus on. And we definitely did not ask anyone not to carry any item in exchange for something from us. We simply sent out an email to keep everyone informed of the situation and the actual reason why their so-called new item got rejected from distribution channel. Whether if people decide to carry it, it's up to them. And I respect everyone's business decision. For the purpose of setting a record of the content of our working archive, we just be providing our version from our own archive as a downloadable file, so people here will have an option, a better understanding of their purchase. For those for those small things that we don't think it's worth charging people for, they'll be available for people to grab for free. It's Christmas. We don't make a penny out of this. We just want to set the record straight of our work. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it here before I lose my voice completely. We've already proven that it is what it is. John and David, some dealers might decide not to pick up your item because the ethic behind your products may be questionable, but it's completely up to each company's judgment. We have no further comment, as we are only here to clarify what we feel were purposely left out in your attachment. This is my last response publicly to this matter. We obviously share a very different standard in ethic and business practice. I wish you both very successful in your business. Hope you have a great year. Merry Christmas.